Listen in once again to this video, this chilling conversation that he is having, basically using reverse psychology to say that it is okay to carry out suicide bombing. That's what he's advocating. Listen in.
One of the very misunderstood concept of what has been labeled as suicide bombing. It is martyrdom operations, and it is being known in Islam. There are multiple contraindications, there are multiple arguments that have been brought against it. Martyrdom operations. When a person presumes that he is going for sure die at a particular place at a particular time, he goes against the presumption that a particular is going to die in a particular situation. It's not, we don't have situation.
I'm also going to go across to Amit Bhardwaj. He is at the Al-Falah University, which is in fact in the eye of the storm. That's a university from where all of these doctors have been picked up by the Delhi police, were in fact involved with, of course, Al-Falah under the scanner now. But most chilling, unsettling video that has now surfaced, Amit, just speaks volumes of how deep the rot really ran in that sense, isn't it? Trying to indoctrinate and radicalize just so many people, just so many youngsters, using reverse psychology to say that it is okay and that suicide bombing is, akin to, or you would be in fact achieving martyrdom by carrying out a suicide bombing.
Right, Sneha. We can understand through the video that has now surfaced and accessed by India Today that what kind of mentality or radicalization that this Dr. Umar had gone through. In that particular video itself, which we are showing to our viewers at this point in time, it could be heard saying as to how suicide bombing is equal to martyrdom and how wrong perceptions have been created in connection or in context with suicide bombing. So Dr. Umar was very much part of Al-Falah University here in Faridabad. What we can certainly tell our viewers at this point in time is that Haryana police personnel have left the campus a couple of minutes back. You could also see the crime branch of Haryana police, the personnel from the crime branch being deployed on the ground at this point in time. They are also randomly checking the vehicles that are leaving the campus. So on one side you have the ED, Enforcement Directorate action unfolding in connection with Al-Falah University, the crime branch personnel keeping a close eye on the vehicular movement in the university. But on the other side, you also have very unsettling video coming to the fore that we are showing to our viewers on India Today at this point in time. Dr. Umar, the suicide bomber in the case of Red Fort blast, justifying suicide bombing and trying to put it as martyrdom act rather than a terror act. So that's the kind of radicalization that he had gone through, and possibly also creating content to influence several others, which we would know only in the days to come as the investigation goes forward and further. Back to you, Sneha.
Absolutely chilling, and also the fact that it is that this is a doctor at the end of the day, and the others involved in it are also doctors, including a woman doctor, is what we're trying to really wrap our heads around, on how people who were educated and no less than doctors and studied MBBS have been in a position to get just so radicalized and so influenced in that sense to do something as drastic and as heinous as carry out a terror attack, killing just so many people. These aren't underprivileged or uneducated youngsters who've had no opportunities and have in that sense been in a better position to get radicalized and influenced. These were educated doctors who have now gone on to carry out this attack. Listening to Umar once again.
There are one of the very misunderstood concept is concept of what has been labeled as suicide bombing. It is martyrdom operations, and it is being known in Islam. There are multiple contraindications, but there are multiple arguments that have been brought against it. Martyrdom operations. When a person presumes that he is going for sure die at a particular place at a particular time, he goes against the presumption that a particular is going to die in a particular situation. It's not, we don't have situation.
I'm going to go back to Shreya for more on that story. Shreya, you know, what's shocking, and we can't reiterate that enough, that this isn't an act really, you know, of people who were uneducated, did not have any opportunities in life, and hence, you know, got influenced, got radicalized. I mean, they were doctors, educated, you know, in a position of privilege, qualified doctors, and this is what they go ahead and do, really, isn't it?
Sneha, if you've tracked down terror modules, especially the ones who have operated on the similar lines of, be it the likes of Al-Qaeda, be it the likes of ISIS, we do understand that when an individual gets radicalized, he also uses the same tactic that was used to radicalize him. This probably is one of the more clean window that we are getting into the mind of Umar-un-Nabi. Umar-un-Nabi, a doctor, obviously not someone uneducated, as you rightly pointed out. He was first radicalized, and then he becomes a machine to radicalize more and more individuals. He was a doctor, and probably that's one of the primary reasons he was also a target, because investigators suggested that his alibi was one of the perfect alibis, and that's why the entire white-collar terror module, to procure the kind of chemicals that were required into making a vehicle-borne IED. Now, Umar is probably one of the most radicalized members. We've already broken the story the day of the blast itself, and now this video only reestablishes that in which demeanor he was using digital content to actually radicalize individuals. We do know that he had multiple other young members under him, under his fold, who he was radicalizing through Telegram, through session chat, and he used or exploited social media. And this is one of the cleanest window we get in this form of a video, where he's using reverse psychology to actually radicalize individuals. He's first talking about how the idea of suicide bombing is contradicted in many countries. However, he goes on to suggest that it's a misconception that one would die at a certain place at a certain time. So he's confusing individuals in the video. If you read the speech that he's using, he's not speaking in clean line. This is a clear tactic used by terrorists to radicalize individuals. He knows that for radical Islamist individuals, the idea of a body being consumed by fire is against the tenets of Islam. That's one of the reasons we know that the other accused, Danish, had allegedly backed out last moment after agreeing to become a suicide bomber. So he knows that there's a possibility a lot of people will not be comfortable with the idea of suicide bombing. So he's using these kind of videos. He's using reverse psychology to introduce the concept of suicide bombing. The fact that it is contradicted, then he goes to justify it as a sacrifice. In all probability, investigators suggest there are more videos that he has shared with these individuals as an online radicalization method. This was a part of a larger plan, and we also do know, Sneha, that this entire module's plan was busted at phase 2 of the operation before they could concept and finalize the entire plan, because it was planned around December 6th. And obviously, if that did not work, there was an individual plan that they executed in Delhi 6 that we already decoded yesterday.
That's right. Shreya, be with us. In fact, I'm going to come back to you for more on the investigations as well.